Hey there! And I'm live. I'm still alive. It's amazing. I wasn't sure if I could pull off today after yesterday's amazingly epic show. So this will be interesting. I'm gonna do my best. And you guys hear that echo? I gotta turn off that echo. There we go. No more echo. Anyway, I'm the Etcetera Kid. And let's see. I'm still sort of groggy. Trying to remember what I'm supposed to do. Oh yeah, this show is all about improvisation. Everything you hear me do is made up from scratch using raw materials, raw musical materials that you guys can request in chat. Like the sounds I use, you can request how fast the song is, the key it's in. I can immortalize your username and turn it into a drum pattern for the next song. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, so yesterday my stream was 7.5 hours long, I think. It definitely pushed me to my limits. But it looks like a lot of folks are here. I don't know if my chat has already moved past, so I might not see everyone who's checked in. But it looks like we got, of course, Puggy and A-Pugs. Thanks, guys. Thanks again for yesterday. Ship Snacks is here. Who else? Let's see. Hacknewers, Death by Coffee, Work. Zonium makes. Is it Fat Kiddo 3? Mantua TV? Young Okay, let's see. Okay, so you guys are gonna have to be patient with me. I think I'm gonna be moving a little slower than normal. I'm gonna be having lots of senior moments where I forget where I am or what I'm doing. Well, work. The truth is that I thought I had fixed it so I could read Young Couscous's name, because I took off the highlight, but the yellow of his name is so light that against the white background I still can't read it. So I have this secondary chat program that I'm trying to refer back to. I tried to fix a bunch of stuff from yesterday, but I had only so much time and mental capacity today. But eventually, Young Couscous, I'm gonna see your name perfectly every time. So if you say something and I don't immediately respond, it's probably because I'm confused or something. Tizonium says senior moments are allowed. That's good. Just a random thought today. I don't know. So I put on this shirt, right? And it has a pocket right there. And I was thinking about it. I guess this is where my mind goes when I haven't got a lot of sleep. I have never in my life put something in a pocket that's right here on a t-shirt. It seems totally unnecessary. But maybe you guys, do you guys take advantage of your t-shirt pocket? I was thinking about just tearing it off. Hey, hoot it up. Proxenetv says push it to the limit. Both Hooted Up and Proxenetv. I remember you guys had some sweet drum loops at one point. Titonium says the pocket's just for show. Anything you put in there falls out. Yeah, I've had when I've had to, in the few times in my life when I've had to wear a button down, I've used the pocket sometimes in that context. But with a t-shirt, it's casual, right? Like when you're walking around casual, do you really need to put something in your t-shirt pocket? Okay, I'm gonna start bringing in these requests. I noticed there were some questions about the way the requests work, and Apugs and Buggy were helping answer them. I will say that the way I handle requests is definitely going to be in flux, is going to be changing, because it's so dependent on who is here and how many people are here. But it looks like we're off to a pretty we got a good smaller group, and so it'll be easier to get more people's requests in than say yesterday. So I'm gonna set to work bringing these in. Let's see. It's going a little better. It's going a little better this time. Look at that. Pretty fast. Here we go. So, we're in the key of A from Hack Newers. We're at 120 beats a minute from Johnny Spuds. We got drum loops from Hooted Up and Apugs. A bunch of drum fills. We got a bunch of sounds. So let's start loading these sounds up. I agree, Krypton89. It made it quite interesting. Oh yeah, I gotta let the Greeks choose some. There we go. So who is here now? Who's from who came over on the raid? So Krypton89 was. Anyone else? Hey, Yinup and Dev Melon. Okay, I'm loading up my sounds. Were any of you guys here? I wish my brain is. I'm sure if you were there, but were any of you there when I ended the show? When did you last till the end? We were getting pretty philosophical at the end of the night. We were talking about the meaning of life, basically. It was hard to stop, because when I stopped, I still had over 100 viewers, and the most I'd ever had up till last night was 37, I think. So it was, but the last song felt pretty good, and I decided, I'm not. I know my limits. Krypton says, what did you all conclude? There wasn't really a conclusion. The discussion was sort of defining what makes you feel wealthy or happy in more, yeah, you'll just have to go watch the VOD. It's in the, it's approximately, I think, I don't know, 6.5 hours in. Yeah, it peaked in the low or mid 500s last night. Oh, nice. Glad you got to check out the VOD music. Music Chick. That's a fun name. Okay, let's see. What am I supposed to do? Oh, yeah, let's see. We should have the hip hop 90s kit from Young Couscous. There it is. There's a scratch in there. Okay, now that we have our kit, what do I need to do? I'm going to use a different, just for our fills. And let's initialize, import our track names. There they go. Generate our drum fills. We're at 120. Let's generate some drum loops. Oh, it's been crashing more the last day. I don't know what's going on. Unfortunately, it doesn't take too long to fix. Come on, computer. Where it crashes every time is part of the program I wrote to generate the drum fills and drum loops. And I can't tell you how many hours I spent trying to solve that problem. And I did get it used to crash almost every time. And I eventually solved that. But I came to the conclusion eventually that it's an idiosyncrasy of how Max, the music programming language Max, handles SQL calls, and that it was sort of out of my control at a certain point, and I just had to accept that it was going to crash sometimes, or rewrite it from the ground up, and I just didn't have the time or energy to do that. Whoops. Because there's no rhyme or reason as to why it crashes, because then it will work fine doing the exact same functions. Yeah, I spent so many hours bug testing it. Young Couscous says, I see you becoming the Reggie Watts of stream. I'm going to have to grow my hair out, I think. Okay, let's look at these loops. Hooted Ups loop. Let's see. Make a few quick adjustments. Drop this snare just a bit in volume, add a kick, add a snare there. Let's have... Lately, I've been feeling even more adventurous with my beats. Now that I'm feeling more comfortable with the looping. So let's see. This is gonna be interesting. Snare on 2 and 3. Let's see how this is. It's be a little different. That's pretty cool. The hi-hat is something else. I'm going to bring all the hi-hats down just a bit. I want to make it more about the kick and snare. Nice. Okay, that's Hooted Up's beat. Apug's beat. Uh-oh. Look at this. Let's see. Here, I'll let you go. Oh, yeah. Let me see. We'll play. Let's listen to it once first. Oh man, let's see. So I'll make a few adjustments to it. Drop that snare, add a kick. Let's drop this snare just a bit. That snare is great right there. That kick is great. That snare. Let's bring that snare back and put a snare there. And that will be great, I think, just like that. Drop those hats just a bit. And one hat here. Okay, this is the Apug's beat. Okay, those are our, hey, Vasella, I do remember yesterday. Okay, let's check out our sounds. We've got Celtic Harp from Acneurs. Oh, that's pretty. We've got Astral Pad from Collins 95. That's pretty. Vector Groove from Ship Snacks. Whoa. That's a fun one. So just a heads up, when we have sounds like that that are rhythmic, I've left them in the system, but they're very risky. Sometimes they don't work. It's hard to explain. Like they're set to match the beat of the music sequencer, and there's two computers talking to each other, and sometimes if they're just off, their conversation is off just a little bit, that beat is just totally off and it's just sort of unplayable. So with those kind of sounds, it's not safe for me to start with them. So that can't be the first sound, but I will definitely use it. I always try to find a way to integrate it, even if I can't get it to line up rhythmically. I do something else with it. But I like to leave them in because when they work, they're really awesome. Deep Waves Pad from Proxenetv. We've got some really nice pads. I think we're going to... Look at that. You guys have requested 4 pad sounds for this. And Celtic Harp is going to be... this is going to be interesting because those drum beats are pretty sort of aggressive sounding, but then the sounds are very mellow. So Puggy asked, do the sounds tempo adjust the tempo of the track? So that's the issue. They're supposed to. But sometimes they don't. And I have not been able to figure out why sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. Even often when I use those sounds, when I see them, because I know how risky it is, I don't even try to play it manually. As I'm doing the song, I'll add them so that I know they're starting perfectly in time. And even then, sometimes, basically, for any of you guys who are producers or interested in how my setup, I'm not going to go into detail, but basically, I use Ableton Live. It contains all the instructions, but there are no sounds in Ableton Live except for what I'm singing or playing horns if I record that. All the keyboard sounds are in a different program. And so Ableton is telling that program what to play. Well, first I tell it what to play because I'm playing directly into the other program, which is Logic. So anyway, there's some issue. And they both have the exact same tempo. It's just weird. Sometimes they work, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, let's see. Big Sweeper from Apugs. And then this is an important moment, guys. Our last sound for this song. Notice the credit in the lower left-hand corner. Puggy's Small Bites. The famous Small Bites, the most requested sound that isn't a drum kit on our show is Small Bites. And yesterday, after the show, I decided it needed to be renamed as Puggy's Small Bites. Let's see. What? But I think I'm gonna do something to the Small Bite sound every time I use it, though. I think something a little different. Well, let's put some chorus on it. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, it was funny. It took me a while to realize that Puggy was requesting it over and over again, because I would just think, wow, this feels like, I feel like I've heard this sound before. Wasn't it requested recently? And then that happened over and over, and I realized it was Puggy who kept requesting it. It was his first request every day, I guess. It's a good thing. It's a nice sound. It's a very versatile sound because it's so tight and simple. It gives me a lot of different possibilities with it. Okay, let's see. So you guys got to choose, and like I said, I can't start with vector groove, but I'm gonna use it in the song definitely, but I just can't start with it. So I'm gonna play these sounds quickly once more for you guys, but you can start voting if you already know what you want. Celtic harp, astral pad, deep waves pad, big sweeper, no hands, it's still playing. Puggy small bites, modified. I want more delay, I think. Or we could use the hooted up drum loop or Apugs' drum loop. Illogical vortex to gravitator, Sano 42. Welcome back. Thanks for your votes. Yeah, I think pretty soon we're going to have to call it A Pacella's alto. You're right. If you request it a few more times, I think. It's also, your alto sax is also one of the most requested sounds. I did the math. Yeah, all right. I wrote a script that counted, and the most requested sounds are drum kits, of course, because there's only, I don't know, 100 drum kits or whatever, so they're going to get requested more frequently. But yeah, the most requested sound that wasn't drums was small bites, and then I think there's some bass sounds that were requested, and then one other, and then alto sax. What I'm going to have to do, Apicella, is once I get my soprano sax going, I'll have to get myself an alto sax so I can, when you request alto sax, I'll play a real one. Okay, I think I've given you guys enough time. I'm going to end voting. Uh-oh. Look at that. It's a three-way tie between Astropad, Big Sweeper, and Hooted Up's drum loop. So I'm going to let the Greeks decide, break the tie. Big Sweeper. That's Apug's sound. Nice. This looks like... So we're going to start with Big Sweeper. Yeah, Music Chick, it's going to be a while before I'm ready to play soprano on stream. I can't wait, but soprano sax is, I think, considered maybe the most difficult of the saxes because it's incredibly difficult to stay in tune on it. And I have difficulty staying in tune on it. And I also have lots of... Well, I don't squeak so much, but I definitely... I'm not ready. All the other instruments you guys have seen me play, I have a lot more experience on than alto sax. Than soprano. I think one of the reasons analog bass is popular is it's like one of the first sounds, isn't it? I think the codes, they're AA and AB. I was thinking maybe I should set it up so that the sound list gets randomized so that people aren't. Because I bet if I go back, people tend to choose more sounds that are in the beginning of the alphabet because they're first on the list and they're just overwhelmed by how many sounds there are. Okay, let's see. Where are we at? I feel a little bit of apprehension, not nervousness, but just apprehension about starting this song. I'm just worried I'm gonna have some massive technical problem because I forgot to do something. Well, we'll figure it out. Yeah, one thing I was thinking you guys can think about is I was thinking about having a shorter list that sort of first time comers, first time comers to the show can go to. That's a little less overwhelming, and then have like a power users list that has all the sounds. Because the problem is, as I was explaining yesterday, I think I'm gonna keep adding more sounds. I've got another 1,000 sounds that I haven't added yet. And, if the show goes well and I can afford to get more sounds at some point, there's a library I'm looking at that has 17,000 sounds in it. So eventually the web page would take so long to load. But yeah, I think it might be helpful to have two different versions of the list. One that's abbreviated so people aren't intimidated, and one that has everything but is a little maybe slower. And I want to have something, eventually I'd like to have user accounts on my site so that you could sort of save your favorite sounds, have like a favorites list as you find them so you don't have to remember the code over and over again. A lot of things. A lot of things in the works, at least theoretically. Eventually the plan, I think, is to do requests from the website. Especially once we get a lot of people watching the show, if it continues like what happened last night. I don't want chat to be just filled up with requests all the time. I'd like to keep chat more of a conversation. And so we'll let sort of first time comers do their request in chat because it's easy, but anyone who's a veteran will do the request from the website so that we keep chat a little more clean. Yeah, page per sound type is a good idea. So it's like just, if you go to your basis page or is that when I first coded that page, it was so slow to load. It was so crazy slow. It took like 20 or 30 seconds to load. And then when you tried to sort, it'd take like 20 seconds to sort. I see that Anthrax 1989 asked uptime, and my bot says the Etcetera Kid's been online for 40 minutes, and I'm thinking, oh man, I've been online this long and I haven't played any music yet. What am I doing? This is not a talk show. Okay, let's play some music. Here we go. This is a nice start to our show, I think. I forgot to press at least one of my buttons. Did it seem like I didn't have... Did I have my mic still on? I hope I didn't. I know I made at least one mistake with my checklist. How do I forget that? How do I forget doing that? Oh, thanks, guys. Glad you enjoyed. The camera 2 is already? Ah, gee. Thanks, Puggy. Yeah, the camera 2 is going to be an issue probably until it's just frustrating. I bought this SD card and it didn't work. Oh, the mistake I made was well, I'm sure I made some musical mistakes, but the mistake I made is I have this checklist that helps me keep on track with all the things I need to do. The checklist now has something like, I don't know, there's about 100 steps, 150 steps, something like that, from beginning of the show. Well, before I start the show, I have to walk through every piece of equipment. Well, almost every piece. And then before each song, there's different prep. And before I start the song, I'm supposed to press this button on my computer. And when I press that button, it tells my database, it sets the time of when I'm starting the song. And then when I finish the song, I press the button again, and it knows that the song is over. And so it then knows how long the song was. So at the end of the night, when we look at the set list, we see how long each song was. But I forgot to do that until after the song. So that song is going to show up on our set list as being like 15 seconds long, even though it was more like 6 minutes. Oh yeah, we gotta name this baby. I think I need to remember, I think I just need to add to my checklist is before each song, I just need to check that camera. That's what I need to do. Until I get it the right card for it. Let's see. Let's bring in some okay, I'm going to bring in the some names that you guys suggested. Hey, work. Nice to see you. Thanks for coming back. That's right, Puggy. And here I am planning on adding a third camera next week. What am I doing? What am I thinking? Okay, I'm going to bring in some title options. Please wait to vote till I've added all of our options. I'm gonna add 5, I think. Let's see. I like this 2-bit sweep from Sano42. Blue trees from Apicella. Let's see. Celestial Daydream from Proxenetv. Curve of the Universe from Apugs. And this is an interesting one. I like punctuation. You know, there's not enough punctuation in titles, right? Essence, essence, exclamation point from Degravitator. Puggy asks, any specific reason you don't use HD webcams? Well, so I have a little bit of a background in filmmaking and stuff, and I like using lenses, detachable lenses, because you can do real cool stuff with them. And I like, I'm using this really wacky lens on my main camera. I think for some people probably see this show and they think, oh, it's not very sharp. But that's the look I actually really like. I like sort of soft focus, real shallow focus. So the background is out of focus, right? Not everything is in focus. That being said, I definitely, even there are ways in which I want to drastically upgrade the look of this show for sure. But I think I'll always want to use more sort of high-end type cameras than webcams, just so that I can use detachable lenses. Just because those, detachable lenses, you can get really specific looks and feels. Right, exactly. Like Puggy says, the bokeh around the edges. It's basically this lens. It makes me look, I don't know, 15 years younger. It makes me look a little less disheveled. I actually look like a troll. But then this lens, comes on and it just changes me. Everyone deserves to be shot with this lens at least once in their life. What's funny is that it's not a high-end lens. It's something that most people wouldn't ever think to use. It's very obscure. It's hard to find, but it's not expensive. I'll tell you guys. When I started the show, I was saying I'm not gonna tell anyone what this lens is because it's my secret weapon. But it's a security camera lens from old security cameras. It's tiny. It's this tiny little thing. But I just love it. I don't love my backdrop, I'll tell you that much. But, I had to work with what I had. B. Kang Yusu says, if I get shot by that lens, I'll look 4 years old. Oh, thanks, Anthrax. Yeah, this is pretty cool. 45, that's how many it is already? Wow. Have you guys been voting? I hope so. I wasn't paying attention. So this custom chat program that I've created for myself, one of the purposes of it was I wanted to make it easier for me to keep track of what you guys are saying. And so I wanted to filter out things that I don't need to see, right? So I don't need to see an individual vote. I don't need to see an individual request because my bot handles all that. So my program filters it out. But it means sometimes I don't realize what's going on. I gotta find a way to manage that. I've got a counter that tells me how many requests or titles have come in, but I don't have a counter for how many votes have come in. Oh, don't talk about the asymmetry in the lights. Oh my gosh, it bothers me so much. I can't watch my own stream because it bugs me so much. It drives me crazy. But in order to fix it would be a massive project. a massive project. And I think secretly I hope that I won't need that. I'll have an entirely different backdrop that doesn't involve the lights. It's okay, Puggy. I've talked about this on stream before, actually. How, because people ask me, the questions be like, oh, is that a green screen behind you? And my answer is, I would never have anything asymmetrical like that behind me intentionally. Just okay, I'm ending voting. What did you guys choose? Celestial Daydream. That song will be forever known as Celestial Daydream. It's a great title from Proxenetv. Thanks for your vote. Thanks everyone for all the other ideas. These are great. Essence, 2-bit sweep, curve of the universe, blue trees. A lot of good suggestions. Okay. Let's see. So it's sort of a geometry. It's a little bit of a geometry issue. What's going on here is you guys have probably noticed it. Well, and my camera might have shifted a bit, which is worsening it. But I am playing diagonally, so the walls are diagonally behind me. Does that make sense? I'm not facing a wall. I'm facing two corners of a wall. But since the room is a rectangle, right? That means that I don't have a perfect diagonal behind me. And because of that, even though the lights, if you were to get a level, they are leveled. The problem is the geometry of it messes it all up. So I fixed one of the lights a little bit because I like dragged down the cable as far as I could. This light right there. Like that used to be way up there. But I can't drag these other two down right there and very easily without taking all the lights down. And basically there's this around the entire perimeter of this room. I have this lighting. Yeah, it's anyway. Oh, you know what the other thing that bugs me? That really bugs me? Is you see in this corner right over here? That little black thing? There used to be just one black circle like this, and that bugged me. It's a hole to send cables out of the studio. But it was so hot in here, I finally broke down and got a portable air conditioner, and so the cable is now plugged into that hole. But it's white. It was very distracting, so I put the black on it, which also looks horrible. I think I'm going to move it over here, but I just haven't got around to it yet. Oh, Puggy, if you know how long I spent tilting the camera, I spent hours and hours trying to get, and this is as good as I could get it. This is as good as it gets. It could be much worse than it is right now. But my long-term goal is to not be so dependent on this one straight shot. By having additional cameras, I can mix it up, and this shot won't matter as much. See, I'm sort of a perfectionist in a lot of ways, but I'm an ambitious perfectionist. And when you're ambitious perfectionist, it means you're trying to be perfectionist about so many things that you are imperfect at all of them. Because you are spread so thin trying to make everything just right that everything is not even close to right. No, I know. I'm laughing. I'm laughing with you guys. Don't worry. Don't worry. Chipsnack says we could do requests for the camera angles. I've got a lot of creative ideas for cameras. It's just a matter of time and money. But man, hopefully this thing that happens next, this new camera I'm at, is going to be add a whole new dimension. I'm trying to do something. I don't know if anyone's done it on Twitch yet. Oh, I'm sure someone's done it, but I certainly haven't seen anyone do it. Let's see. Wow, I forgot to go through. Whoops. I should have done this yesterday. Well, I had limited time. V Kangusu says 360-degree stream. That would be cool, but what you guys see is all clean and empty, right? What is in front of me is a mess. It's just not a mess. I mean, I'm not a messy person, I guess, for the most part, but it's just so much junk is in front of me. When I finally get around to setting up my Twitter account and everything, Instagram, I think one of the first things I'll share with you guys is some behind the scene photos so you can see the insanity that this show involves. I wish it just involved what you guys can see, but it doesn't at all. There are 5 monitors in front of me right now, and I need a 6th monitor. I'm struggling with the 5 to manage everything. Not POV, but that would be fun too. I should do a show sometime. I think I have a GoPro. I should do a stream sometime where I've got it attached to my head or something. One show or one song. That might be fun. But no, this is something different, which I'm not going to reveal it until I know it's going to work. So it might next week it might just be a normal camera. But I'm hoping it'll be a normal camera that's something different's happening. Okay, let's see. Okay. Shipsack says an Xmas Christmas special would be fun. We did. Were any of you guys here for the? It was the Halloween show. I think it was Halloween. I don't know I think Meat Shield was here. I don't know if Meat Shield's logged in or here. I don't have a list up of who's logged in, but I think Meat Shield might have been here. Anyone else? People were requesting spooky sounds, and I did a bunch of, I tried to do some haunted house scary stuff. It's hard. I don't know about how would I do Christmas? Would it just be bells on every song? Is that what it'd be? Hey, Meat Shield. Well, Meat Shield, were you there at that show? I feel like you must have been. Yeah, bells and choirs. The angel bell sound. Yeah, what are other Christmas instruments? I'll admit I'm not a huge Christmas song guy, but what I appreciate about Christmas songs is that it's the one time of year when on radio stations you have so many different genres of music. You'll have songs from the 1940s that are sort of swing jazz. You'll have loungy songs from the 60s. You'll have new wave Christmas songs. And to me, that's what's I think is really sad about most radio and most of the way people listen to music is that music is sort of put into these very tight categories and people just stick with that category. It's like, oh, I'm going to listen to soul or I'm going to listen to heavy metal. I remember at one point I listened to a British radio station. I don't know if it's still like this, but it was a pop radio station. And they went from playing, they had a it's like a song by Charlie Parker, and then they played a Radiohead track, and then they played I don't know, a Britney Spears, you know, and then they played maybe some classical thing. I like mixing it up. I like listening to a lot of different stuff. Hooted Up says Puggy Small Bites is Christmas. Yeah, Puggy Small Bites is very versatile. Any genre of music, Puggy Small Bites will fit in. Well, maybe not any genre, but okay, let's start getting ready for our next track. Oh, thanks, Gadoosh42. Let's see. Looks like we've got a backlog of requests, so we should be fine for filling our slots. Oh, except there's always space for more drum fills. Almost always. Yeah, it was quite the surprise to get raided by a couple streams last night. You guys, any of you who are here from that raid, I have to say, couple streams' community is just a really nice, friendly group of people. It's pretty awesome. So I was very appreciative. And also we had Be Nasty raiding too. Two raids simultaneously. It was raid insanity. Hooted Up says Puggy Small Bites originated during the jazz era. Hey, Funky Pigeon 24. Thanks for the drum fill request. Let's see if we can fill every slot on this song. Okay, let me start bringing these in. Okay. That looks good. Here we go. Almost ready. I sped this up a lot. That's right. Yeah, I did. Sweet. Yeah, Death by Coffee was insane. You missed a raid and rave. There it is. There it is. I see your request, Dave Pasella. Okay, let's see. We've got a key of B flat from Danny Boy X, 70 beats a minute from Use Me as a Meat Shield. We got drum loops from Work and Degravitator, and we'll look at those sounds in a moment. Let's start loading them into our workstation. Workstations plural. Meanwhile, I will get my mixing board back to 0. Okay, let's see. Oh, I forgot to press the button I was supposed to. Yeah. Senior moment right there. See, this is so nice. See, you guys always catch a little glimpse of this. Oh, it's, yeah, just a little glimpse. That's how if you wonder why I have you do those sound requests with those little codes, what happens is my bot takes that code and then it types that code into one of my music programs, and it all does it automatically. And it's important to have a unique code because some of those sounds Like if you search for tuba solo, for example, there's a tuba solo staccatos, tuba solo, blah, blah, blah. So I have to make it so that when it searches for the sound, it only finds one result. So each sound has to, I added a unique ID, a unique identification to it. So, yeah. It also meant you guys wouldn't have to type as much. Because I think with 3 characters represents, I can get 17,000 IDs from 3-letter combination. And if we go to 4 letters, we'll have 456,000 something. Hey, Dr. Grins. Yeah, every time I see WorkWorks username, I hadn't said it yet, but every time I see it, I hear the song in my head. That's one way to have a memorable username. Take some lyrics from a super hooky song. You guys know the term hook? What's used in music, especially in pop music? A hook is that catchy part of the song. It might be a lyric, a melody, it might be a lick, it might be the beat. But it's like in fishing, right? This hook, this thing that catches you. And then you're stuck. You're a prisoner to this song for life. Well, or at least until the next hot song comes out. You know, I should say I'm probably going to talk more this show. I think when I am tired, I tend to talk more. I don't know why, but what I was going to say is I feel like, I don't know if anyone's done this, but I think it would be a really interesting academic paper or PhD or something to look into usernames and how the creativity people put into their usernames and try to see if they're patterns or, because the variety of usernames you guys have is extraordinary. It reminds me, I once took a train from New York to Seattle just for fun, I wanted to go across country in a train. And one of the things I like to do on the train is when we were going through different towns, I had my laptop and I would just look at all the Wi-Fi names, how people name their Wi-Fi networks. And this was a long time ago, so I sadly don't remember any of the names, but man, that's another place where people have crazy creativity, is their Wi-Fi network names. Okay, let's see. Let me do some music. Let's see. We got our heavy kit from Hacknewers. And this is like a problem that our ancestors never had to deal with. This is, sort of first world internet age problem. When you sign up for this site and you go to put in your username for this new site and someone's already taken your username and you're like, oh, I got to come up with a new username. Isn't that the worst? Okay, let's see. Let's bring in our drum fills. Let's generate our drum loops. Oh, this is going to be a pretty slow one. 70 beats a minute. Pretty mellow. Or at least speed-wise. So let's look at... There it is. work, 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 work. And so you guys notice that it's duplicated under each letter. Like it's every W is the same, every E is the same. And so we have this massive, insane number of kicks because 3 of the letters include a kick drum in them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make some of those kicks sound more like ghosted kicks, echoes. And these snares, wow, this is me. I think I'm going to add one. Let's drop that snare a little bit. We'll add 1 snare there. Oh, and then these syncopated hats. Look at that. This is going to be tricky. Let's listen to this. I might need to add an extra hat here and there. Let's check this out so far. I'm going to just add an open hat right at the top. You don't hear the hat on this kit. No, we don't need that. That's an interesting one. That's interesting. I like it. Different. It's definitely different. Cool. That's the work, 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 work beat. Then we got the degravitator beat. Let's look at this one. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna just. I tend to do this. I like to vary the volume of my hi-hats. I think it makes for much more interesting, a little more dynamics. So that's what I just did to those hi-hats. Because my generator just sets everything at the same volume to start. Let's see. Let's add a kick there. Let's ghost these a bit. And let's ghost those a bunch. That's good. I like that. Let's check out. This is the Gravitators beat. That's pretty sweet. Cool. So we got 2 good beats there from Work Work and Degravitator. Those will be our beats for the next improv. Let's check out the sounds you guys requested. 2 Filter from Proxenetv. Nice. Ambience pluck from Mr. Dave. I'm not quite sure what you mean by Kengusu. By a PDF, a book PDF file. Hey, Darafin. Welcome to the show. Sylvie says, are you wearing a hat now so we don't call you Shaggy? I'm wearing a hat because I was having a bad hair day. No, I'm wearing a hat. It's actually, I don't know why I'm wearing a hat. Just felt like it. Just felt like a hat day, you know? I got to vary it up because I wear t-shirts every day. Got to mix it up. Now that I'm starting to get a handle on the temperature in my studio, well, sort of. It's now no longer incredibly hot. It's just starting to get super cold because my studio doesn't have heat or air conditioning. So I finally broke down and got a portable air conditioner. And fortunately, I'm in the Bay Area where it doesn't get too hot or too cold, although it gets insanely hot in here. But it's starting to get cold. And I may have to get a heater now. Oh, I get it. I get it, Vikangusu. Oh yeah, where were we? Ambience pluck. Alto sax from Apicella, our resident alto sax player. No, my studio's not in a garage. It is in one of those old, mill style buildings, brick mill buildings that tend to have, artist lofts and workspaces and industrial stuff. So the building doesn't have heat or air conditioning. But I needed a place that was relatively soundproof so I don't bother people. And this was, I needed for this show. I couldn't do this at my house. I have roommates, and I'd like to keep my roommates happy. And certainly last night they would not have been happy if I'd been streaming for 7.5 hours in our house. So I needed this place. But it's really expensive, so I don't know how much longer I'll have to get creative. But I needed somewhere to launch the show. So this might not be permanent right here. We've got tuba solo staccato from Yungcouscous. Apug says, is it a distance from your home? No, it's very close. That's why I went for it, even though it was pretty expensive. Because I have so little time in life. I'm trying to do way too many things. I just cannot afford travel time. So it's about I don't have a car. I bicycle. It's like half a mile. It's real close. So that's the tuba. Hey, thanks, Big Star Tuna. Eventually, I hope to have some sort of subscription thing, but as my regulars will attest, I move sort of slowly on some things. It takes, I haven't been doing this very long, and I want to feel like I've really sort of nailed down the show, and I'm feeling good about it, and I'm also sort of a believer in paying your dues. You guys know that term, paying your dues? I definitely, because I played some jazz. I would never call myself can't really call myself a jazz musician, but I played a lot of jazz, and you definitely hear that a lot in jazz, this idea of paying your dues. So I feel like I'm paying my dues for a little bit first, getting comfortable, working out the kinks. I don't even have a banner. I don't have a logo. I'm missing all these things. I don't have a Twitter. I don't have a Twitter account. Well, I do. I just haven't started it. BK Usu says, do your roommates watch your show? No, I'm very slow moving. It was, I think, about a month before anyone I knew watched it, and then it's only so far the only people who've seen my show. It's maybe 5 people who basically closest people in my life. Maybe in a month or two I'll start letting other people I know watch it, but it just takes, I don't know, I'm slow moving. Except when I'm improvising, then I try not to think. I just do. Okay, you guys got to help me choose the sounds. Wait, did I go through them all? No, we got violins from Brucos. Oh, there's pizzicato violins. Hey, Skella Spartan, if you want me to make a loop, you need to type !drum loop. Apicella asks, if you don't mind me asking, are you still in college? Well, first off, I'm incredibly flattered that you think I'm young enough to be in college. But no, I'm not in college. Lastly, we've got Aaron's Decay, which is from Grobinets. You guys got to notice on that sound. I don't know if you can hear it without headphones, but oh no, you should be able to hear it. It's a pad, right? It's a mellow sound, but on top of it, there's all these sort of crackling. I don't know how to describe it. Like it almost sounds like aliens talking or something. You know? I don't know. Okay, let's see. So we've demoed all the sounds. You guys got to help me choose which one to start with. Oh, I forgot to have that screen up anyway. So I'm going to play them once more, real quick. We got 2 filter, ambience pluck, alto sax, tuba solo staccato, I got to play a tuba once or twice in my life. Very fun instrument. I'd like to have one someday. Violin pizzicato. I think the pizzicato sound on a violin, I think I like it even more than a violin being bowed. I just love the sound of pizzicato. And then we have Aaron's Decay. Okay, so you guys type the number in chat. I hope, did I forget something, Apsella? I did sax, didn't I? Number 3? Yeah, I played the sax. All right, Apicella's sax. Let's see. Votes are coming in. BPM was 70. Requested by Use Me as a Meat Shield. Okay, I'll wait a moment more. Oh, and I'll check this camera. I don't get it. This camera lasts like 15 minutes or something. Okay, I'm about to end voting. Okay. Ending voting. Work. By 1 vote, it was close to the pizzicato. You guys were pretty divided. Divided chat. So we're going to start this track with Work, the Work drum loop. Terrafin says rigged. Let me see. What do I need to do? Oh, yeah, I got to go to this screen. Okay, so looks like definitely if you're new, make some requests. I do have, I see I have pending queue from of some requests, but I always try to get at least a few new people on in each song. Yeah, my fear is that there's I just made some little mistake in my code and it's somehow miscounting in some way, but it's going to take forever for people to notice. And then someone notices and think that there's this intentional conspiracy on my part to influence things, when really it was just a software bug. Okay. Okay. I think I'm ready to go. So wish me luck, guys. And I'll rejoin you in chat after this improv. Here we go. Anyone just joining? Is wondering what's going on? I'll answer that question quick. Coderman asks, wants to know what software, mixer, and keyboard do you use? Well, let me first say that my belief is that gear ultimately is a necessary evil, but is in many ways an evil. Because too often we think that, oh, if we get this gear, it's going to make things good for us, and oh, if only I had X, Y, or Z. My feeling is that there's so many different options that do amazing things out there. There's no right piece of gear. So what I have is pretty arbitrary. It's just what I happen to either afford or whatever, for some idiosyncratic reason, it worked for me. But I have a lot of different gear, so it would take me too long. I wouldn't remember everything, but I guess to quickly answer a few, basically I use Ableton Live and Logic primarily. They talk to each other. They work in tandem. And some of these things, I often tape over the brand names. I don't know if you guys noticed that. I try to tape over brand names because I don't like seeing them when I'm playing, and I don't like you guys seeing them. But I will answer your question when I remember. But yeah, I think these mixers are from Novation, but I don't remember the model name or anything. But at some point, I know a lot of people are interested in this, and I don't mean to be coy about it. So I will eventually post an outline of all the different things I'm using. But again, it's really important to me that you guys know that I don't think there's a quote right piece of gear, right? There's just what works for you. And this happened to work for me, but the truth is that in an ideal world, I would build all this from scratch because none of this stuff is right for me. It's just, but I don't do electronics. I only code. Someday maybe. Oh, thanks, Crolla18. Ipicella, I think I missed what your brother might have done, but thank you for your sorry. Whatever it was. I didn't see it, so at least I was not harmed. I can't keep track of chat. It goes so fast sometimes. But yeah, Coderman, hopefully that's a little helpful. But again, I will eventually post everything so you can see it. But I try to sort of forget it in a way, because I don't want to focus on that while I'm playing and get too distracted. But I understand it is really helpful, especially sometimes. I mean, because I research, and it's helpful to know what other people use. So I do want to help you guys out and sort of show, because it might point you in a direction that is useful. But yeah, just keep in mind that I said this last stream. I think sure, gear can be useful, but if you like if Jimi Hendrix were alive and we gave him a $15, $20 guitar from Walmart or something, and it was broken and out of tune, he'd still be amazing on it, Okay, let's play some music. That was interesting. Hey, Coder Man, you're right in that it's typical to put kick snare on beats 2 and 4, right? That's sort of our sort of most basic rock beat is kick on 1 and 3 and snare on 2 and 4, and then hats on every eighth note beat. And often you'll see me lean towards that pattern where I've got an emphasis on 2 and 4 from snare, but it's really fun to mix it up and try out different things, and just get it sort of different feels than always kick on snare on 2 and 4. Thanks, guys. Thanks for those great requests. Let's see. What do we have? We had the fun work beat and Degravitators beat. We were on the heavy kit from Hack Newers. All the sounds were fun. I had fun doing an interplay between the Proxenetv's bass and the tuba from Yungcouscous. It was neat to sort of, on the first loop, I sort of had them bouncing off each other. That was fun. When I brought the violins early in. Then I was doing a lot of melodic stuff with the ambience pluck from Mr. Dave. And then we had our one sort of synth pad sound from Grobinets was fun on the second loop. A lot of good stuff in there, guys. Thanks for the requests. So we got to name it. Were you guys giving me titles? I hope you guys were suggesting titles. I think if you were, I miss them because they're going by in chat while I'm playing, and I don't see the chat usually as I'm playing. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's name this. Okay, I'm gonna bring in some title options. Oh, it looks like a bunch more are coming in. I'll grab those. So wait to vote till I have all. I'll put up five choices. So wait till I have them all up here. Let's see. In Between Lies from Yungcouscous. August Nights from Pandeer. I like that. Both good. Shaolin Cloud Flow from Big Star Tuna. Melodic Mirage from Puggy, and Blissful Beats from Mr. Dave. Those are your options. If you like any of those title options, type the number in chat, and we will immortalize that improvisation. Once we give it a name, it will truly exist as a real entity in our universe. And it will join its brothers and sisters that have been birthed on this show. I think the first 100 or 150 of the songs I improvised on here, I didn't name. It was only later that I started naming them, and then even later that I started getting you guys to name them. So eventually, I'm going to have to go back and name them. Thanks, Chronica7. Yeah, I do, Johnny Spuds. I always try to correct the capitalization. I just hadn't done it yet, but I'm with you. Things look best in title case, it's called. Title case. Whoops. Sorry, that was the risk of me. Okay, I'm going to end voting. I think it's already sorted it by which one won. But, yeah. August Nights. It's August Nights. That was a suggestion from PandeerProductions. Thank you for that suggestion, Pandeer. Thanks everyone else. Wow, look, it was almost everyone. You guys all were, everyone loved all of them. It's great. Well, okay, Pandeer, you named it. Does it look incorrect now? Like I think if you believe it should have, if you want it to be lowercase and you named it, we'll keep it lowercase. Carlito asks, Etcetera Kid, what are bands you are currently digging? Currently digging. Let's see. This week I was listening to some Clifford Brown, the jazz trumpet player. Tycho. Tycho's a Bay Area musician. I'm in the Bay Area. Tycho's amazing. Check out his I think his second or first record's my favorite. Yeah, I think that's who I've listened to this week. I listen to a ton of music, new music all the time. So I listen to lots of playlists of whatever new is happening across different genres. So I think I was listening more to mixes this week than single artists. Coderman says, what do you do with songs after you finish them? Well, on here, right now I'm doing nothing with them. But I am recording everything. And eventually I hope to put them up on a website where you guys can let's see. Let's see. Where are we at? Okay. Let's continue on. Work, listens to Tycho. Nice. Okay, we should continue on to our next improv, shouldn't we? Chronica says, Kid, do you only use SoundBank samples, or do you cut samples too from random songs from the past? I just do SoundBank stuff, sound libraries. Because sadly there's no legal way that is practical to work with samples of other music. It's just simply not practical. I would have fun doing it, and for me it's not a moral issue. It's that just there's no legal way to do it, and it's not worth the risk. There's a lot of major problems with the way copyright law works in the United States, and worldwide for that matter, that really hurts innovation. I think there are ways that you can encourage innovation and still protect artists' rights. But the way copyright law is set up is to mainly protect the corporations who have some of the rights associated with the music and art. I have to be careful not to start talking about copyright stuff because I get pretty emotional about it. It makes me get pretty angry, actually. There's one area of copyright law that I am happy with, and that is if you want to record a cover song on a CD, it is very easy to do. But that is the only thing out there that's associated with doing something with someone else's music that is easy and practical to do, where everyone gets paid, and it's easy to get permission. You just do it. It's very reasonable. It's something that poor artists can afford, wealthy artists, whoever, but it is illegal to play a cover on stream. It is straight up illegal. And it's gonna, I really hope that they figure this out, because there are some amazing music streamers who play covers, and they should have every right to. There should be a way that everyone is happy, but in the U.S. at least, there is no practical way to play a cover live on stream. It's pretty sad. See, here I'm going off on copyright. I got to be careful. I don't want to get off on copyright. Let's get back on track. Because I would maybe do another channel and I would do covers sometimes, but it's not worth, to me, it's not worth the risk. Okay, let's carry on. You guys don't want to hear me get all political about copyright. There are a lot of wonderful streamers who are doing covers, and I am praying that it continues to be okay, because Twitch is letting it happen, and I really want it to go forever. But from a legal standpoint, there are music publishing companies who own the rights to cover songs, and they are gonna, I hope they never find out about what's going on. But it's just insane that it's not legal to do it, but that's the case. It's really just tragic. See, I have to be careful. I get so angry about this. It's anti-innovation, anti-creativity, the way copyright law works in this country. Okay, you guys don't want to see me rage, though, right? Now, B. Kangas, the issue is that just because Twitch looks the other way doesn't mean it's legal. It's against the Twitch terms of service. Because Twitch is trying to protect themselves, because Twitch knows that eventually publishing companies are going to come. And I hope if or when that happens, that you guys, that all of us really stand up and say, this is insane. You guys have to solve this. You have to figure out a way. Like this, there has to be a legal way to do this. So yeah, get ready to have your pitchforks out, okay? I hope it never happens. I hope the publishing companies, either just leave Twitch alone, or that they provide Twitch with a solution that works for everybody. But because VODs getting muted is a different I shouldn't, I get into all the legalese stuff. I don't want to. Yeah, you guys should riot if it happens. But anyway, okay. Let's see. Starting to bring in these requests. Foggy says, man, the pitchforks. Okay, man, this is going fast. Bringing in the requests. Oh, did I miss a hello? Hey, LL, take notes. Sorry if I missed your hello before. The way it works on YouTube is if you record a cover, you just basically hope that they don't take it down. You know, you're taking a risk. We have almost everything. Look at that. G minor. 120 beats a minute. From Koala. Let's see. Let's start loading up all these sounds. See, the weird thing is that there is a way to set it. It is possible to stream audio of a cover, like as a radio thing. So I'm thinking about adding in a component of this show where every month you guys vote or something. Somehow we choose a cover song and I record it, and then I release it on my website, just audio. And the way that works is that I have to pay a penny every time someone plays the cover. I pay a penny to the music publishing company. But there's no system like that for when video is attached. They haven't come up with something, so they need to. So basically, in theory, the way it works currently in the US legally is that if you want to play a cover live on video, you have to go to the publisher of that song. You have to ask them permission, and then they're going to give you a price. And they might say it's going to be $50,000 to play that cover. Or they might say it's free. But obviously, they might take 6 months to tell you, which isn't very practical for a request type show. So they have to figure this out. It's just not fair to musicians. It's not fair to viewers. Hey, it's Seebeck. Hey, Syntopian. Well, YouTube has worked out a deal where basically they'll give some of the revenue to the publisher or the record label, depending on whether you're recording a cover or whether you're just putting someone else's recording up. So they have a deal, but record labels don't have to agree to that. Publishers don't have to agree to it. So they can say, you got to take that down. And YouTube will say, okay, we're going to take it down. Some labels say, okay, sure, we'll take your money. But some labels say, we don't care about the money. You just can't do it. So YouTube does it on a case-by-case basis. Let's see. Okay, we've got down-tempo kit from Use Me as Meat Shield. Sivek, you were here when the raid happened? And Synthopian, how is the recovery going? I've been thinking about you, man. Oh, and I should say, because I have been talking about the copyright stuff to everyone, is that it might sound that I think everything should be free, and that's not what I'm saying. I think that there should be reasonable ways that everyone gets compensated, right? That doesn't hurt innovation. Like the way you can record a cover song on a CD. I think that's the perfect system, and I think we need to have that system for YouTube. We need that system for Twitch. Because I think any musician would say, yeah, sure, if it's a reasonable amount of money, yeah, I want other artists to be supported. But instead, we have a stranglehold from the record labels and the big publishing companies who don't care about musicians. Oh, I'm glad you're doing better, Syntopian. Okay, I gotta be careful. I don't want to turn this into a talk show with me just spouting off about copyright. Let's do our song. Let's do this. Let's import our track names. Generate our drum loops. So we got a loop from NFG123. Oh, it's very minimalistic. Look at that. So some of you guys will have noticed by this point that my generator doesn't handle numbers well. It treats them as silence. So if your username has a lot of numbers, you will just have silence. I hope somebody's going to do that one day. They're going to create a username Meat Shield did a username just of one letter to see what would happen. But yeah, if you have a username that's 1111111, the generator will generate nothing. And I'll just have to make up a beat on the spot from scratch. Hey, Mr. Dave, 305 in Ireland. Wow. Okay, let's see. I'm going to add a kick here. Drop this kick a bunch. Drop that snare. Let's add a snare there. Add a snare. Drop this snare a bit. Drop those hi-hats a bit. I need to add a little more because it's so minimalistic. Okay, let's hear how this is. The NFG beat. That's pretty sweet. That's a sweet beat. Thanks, NFG. Oh, and then Engineer Joe. How you doing, Engineer Joe? Let's add a kick. We're going to ghost these a bit. And ghost these. And here we have, just naturally, the generator did it. Generated a beat with snares on 2 and 4 like we were talking about. Let's add a kick there. Here we go. This is Engineer Joe's beat. Cool. 2 sweet beats. Okay, we got acid etched bass from Nelsky Music. Hey, Jowby2. Oh, the kick is clipping? That's possible. No, you know what? It's just the kick has a it's just sort of it's a blasted sound in the first place, I think, because it's not kicking on my, it's not clipping, yeah. It just sounds clipped, I think. The 2 beats did sound they were sort of similar, but they're different. Are they different? Wait. They're very similar. They're very similar, but there's some differences. Subtle. The hi-hats are different. And some of the snare hits are different. The kicks are in different places, but they are similar. You guys are right. They're similar. They're more similar than normal, but they are each unique. I love them both equally. Let's check out the sounds you guys give me. Acid etched bass from Nelsky Music. Yeah, it's probably as Syntopian. I've got a mastering plugin on my master track, and I think it might it's probably because when they're playing all by themselves, it sort of does funky stuff to them. I don't have a compressor on the drums currently, do I? Yeah, I think the sound is just sort of, the sound itself might have been crunched. I need to spend more time dealing with improving my master track and all my compression stuff. I haven't spent much time on that. Analog bass from Apicella. Hey, Sneak 420. It's possible. If you do know me, I ask that you keep my identity to yourself, but I did spend a lot of time in Boston, yes. Or more specifically in the Cambridge, Somerville area. Harpsichord from kpowney. Yeah, there's no compressor on the drums themselves. I just have some compression on my master channel of everything combined. But I don't have any effects on the drums other than some delay and reverb sometimes. I tend to be sparing on effects like that because there's just not enough time. It would take forever to get them fine-tuned, so I'm trying to work fast. But I still should spend more time than I have, because I'm sure the overall mix definitely could be way better than it is. Blues solo organ from Mr. Dave. Yeah, Sneak 420, you can PM me. We have Clean Electric Guitar, B. Kang Usu. And then Analog Saw Unison from Chronica. Whoa! Cool. Okay. Oh, thanks for that. Someone just wrote me. I still don't know how to say her name. Oh, it disappeared. Sorry. Well, someone sent me a nice message and I missed my opportunity. Oh, B Kangusu. Is that how you say it? Okay, so guys, you guys need to help choose the first sound I use. Acid etched bass, analog bass, harpsichord, blues solo organ, clean electric guitar, or analog saw unison. Okay, so you guys can type the number of your preference for which sound I start the song with. Looks like Puggy wants the analog saw unison. Oh, people are going for the analog saw unison. Look at that. Is there going to be a counter-insurgency against to try to stop analog saw unison? Looks like Blue Soul Organ has some votes. Let's see. I'm going to wait a moment more. Wow, some votes for harpsichord are coming in. Okay, I'm about to close it down. I'm about to close down voting. Let's see what it is. What is it? Harpsichord. Dark Horse Harpsichord comes out. Oh man, that was unexpected. I was sure it was gonna be Analog Saw Unison, but then everyone went for harpsichord. I used to have a harpsichord, and I went through a move, and I can't remember did I think my parents had it for a while, and then they had to go through a move, and we were able to give it to someone else who played harpsichord. That's right, but I guess this can be synthesized harpsichord for now. Okay, I just thought of something random. So while I'm playing this next improvisation, here's a challenge for chat. Okay, so I want you guys to think about, there's two questions. Let's say you have two bands, right? Two bands, and they have a baby, a new band, right? That has those two bands as its parents, and it's a new band. What would be the best? Which two bands would produce the best new band, and which two bands would produce the worst new band? Like, for example, I don't know, like combination of Kenny G and Metallica. Would that be the best new band or the worst new band? So yeah, if you have any creative ideas of band combinations where we take two bands and they have a new band baby. So while I'm playing the song, if any of you guys have ideas of either the best or worst combinations, put them in chat. It could be composers too. It could be anything. Or it could be food, whatever your brain takes with this idea of you take two things that are not together and they merge and become something new. Ken Fusion says 9 Inch Nails and Elton John. Oh man. So I'm probably gonna miss most of these while I'm playing, but yeah, have fun with that while I play this improv. What? In theory, my program just froze. That never happens. Justin Bieber and Nickelback. Oh, let's see. How did that... Something weird just happened for me. Well, I just got to check something, guys. Glad you guys are keeping busy with the band name Babies while I figure out what just happened here. Okay. Hopefully what I'm about to do is not going to mess me up later. Okay. What did you guys choose again? Harpsichord. That's right. That has some nice grooves in it. Apologies for the me clipping. Sometimes the mix gets away from me, and that was one of them. Because I can't, it's a little hard to explain. I'm monitoring not quite what you guys are hearing. I'm monitoring something slightly different, and so sometimes it's okay in mine. Oh, thank you guys. Oh, thanks for hanging out, BK and Yusu. Get some rest. Yeah, what would be a dream for me is to eventually have someone to help me out with the show live. It would be awesome to have a sound engineer who would really improve drastically the mixing. It's very difficult to mix yourself live, especially horns and vocals and stuff, because I have to sort of guess what you guys can hear because I hear it differently because it's reverberating in my head. It's quite tricky. Did you guys come up with some titles for me? Do you guys have titles? Oh, wow. It looks like I have 28 titles, according to my list up there. So don't wait to vote till I've added in. I'm going to add in 5 of these titles. I got to add this one because it's so funny. Tortoise in the Air from Ken Fusion. The Tortoise and the Air. I love it. The Tortoise in the Air. Oh, man. Oh, look at you guys with wordplay. Serious word. Here's another wordplay. The scat is out of the bag. Oh, man. Oh, oh, man. Let's see, what else? There's so many good ones for this song. You guys were inspired. Oh, man. Can't control the James from Puggy. So James has special meaning on this channel, but it's the kind of thing you just have to figure it out for yourself. Why we keep talking about James. Dance of the Cool from Work. Midnight Blues from Anthrax 1989. Okay, you can start your voting. If I didn't press the vote button yet, please vote again. Or your vote won't count. Or I'll have to yeah. So I think CBAC and APUGs, if you can just type your number once more. Johnny, you're absolutely allowed to vote for yourself. Absolutely. Let's see. You guys like the water sound? I always forget. I should do over here when I drink my water, so I'm not directly under the mic. Captain Clothes Press's sample for the next song. Funny you should say that because Seebeck sampled. I still haven't got to hear the song, but Seebeck sampled me scratching my head and turned it into a shaker. Right? Was this? Is that what it was, Seebeck? I want to hear that. Okay, I'm ending voting. Let's see who you guys chose. Can't control the James. Fucky. That will be forever known as Can't Control the James. Nice. So I think I missed most of you guys' your band baby ideas. Was there a favorite? Was there one that just was the funniest or the best that I missed while I was playing? This camera, what is wrong with it? Hey, Synthopian, thanks for hanging out. Get some good rest. Anthrax, I agree. I need to get Twitter. I create an account. Apugs was my Apugs found it and is my first. Is it on Twitter? Is it called a follower or a subscriber? What is it? Yeah, I've got a lot of work to do, guys. I've got a monumental amount of work to do. I have no social media presence. My page has I don't have a banner. I don't have any clever logo. I don't have any fancy, what do they call them, panels. I have crooked lighting behind me. I have a camera that keeps shutting off. Yeah, I've got a long to-do list. So I'm grateful that you guys are sticking with me, even though I'm not quite there yet. Eventually, though. Eventually. But know that I'm working as hard as I humanly can to get all this together. There's so many different tasks. But I'm at least consistent with my show. It's 8 p.m. Eastern time, so easy to find me and come back. Okay, let's start bringing in requests for the next one. What do I need to do? Oh yeah, I need to switch screens now. I agree, Quella. You're right. I think it's that emotionally I felt like I want to get the shop in order. You know what I mean? I want to get the displays set up right. I want to have the right products. And then I'll be ready to sort of launch into the advertising and the promotion. So I've been focusing so far just on organic, that so that this if this is going to grow, it grows at a pace that isn't overwhelming to me while I get everything figured out. I like that CVEC. Profile pic is a picture of an ellipses. ... Captain Clothes Press says Twitter is a text-based, I don't know how to say the word. is abbreviated MORG, where you play a character loosely based on yourself. That is true. Fuggy says excluding last night. That's right. Last night was a booster shot of adrenaline right there. That was not organic. But was awesome. But I guess what I mean is as I get more comfortable myself, I'll feel more comfortable me making sort of doing those social media type stuff and really, but I'm not good at self-promotion. It's not something I feel super comfortable about. It's a lot easier to say I want to make the best possible thing I can and then just hope that people accidentally stumble upon it. Thanks, Synthopian. Massively multiplayer online role-playing game. Okay. I knew it had role-playing game, and I just didn't know what the MMO stood for. I see the link, Anthrax. Thank you. Sorry, my bot is pretty aggressive, but I see what you sent me, so I'll try to check it out when I can. But I do see the link. That's nice. Graw says, well, you stumbled me. Should we? Am I talking too much? You guys need to tell me if the ratio of talk to music is wrong. But speaking of long shows, for a brief period in my youth, I was a subway musician in the Boston area. And the most popular place to play, because you made the most money, was at the Harvard T-Stop in Cambridge. And the subway musicians had come up with a system to decide who got to play every day, because it was simply the best. You made more money there than anywhere else, any other subway stop in Boston. And so this is how it would work. We'd all show up at 7 a.m. in the morning, or 6 a.m., I think, for what was called the flip. And there'd be, 5, 10 subway musicians. And we'd flip for it. And there were 3 slots in the day. And each slot was 5 hours long. And basically the thing is, if you win, if you're the first or the second slot, you have to stay that full time. Because the rules, the informal rules of of the musicians that they developed was that if you showed up at Harvard Stop and no musician was playing, then you could just take it and play it the entire day. So you basically, if you won the flip for the first slot, you could totally screw over the next person if you left. So you got to stay there for 5 hours, then you hand it off to the next person. And they stay there for 5 hours and they hand it off to the next person. And this is the funny part. So I only wanted to do the morning slot because I didn't want to go to do the flip and then have to go home and then come back. And most people didn't like doing the morning slot. Most people, I don't know why. I guess because people rush hour. I mean, I felt like I made the same money regardless of when I played. So I didn't loop. I did something, we'll call it glorified jazz karaoke is what I did. But I had a lot of instruments. And what I do is every morning I had this shopping cart. And I put all my instruments and my amplifier in this shopping cart. And I lived about a mile away from the Porter Square subway stop. And every morning you would see me at 6 a.m. sprinting down Somerville Avenue, pushing my shopping cart full of gear to Porter Square. And then I'd take the train one stop to Harvard Square for the flip. And then I would just hope that I'd get that morning slot because I brought all my gear, right? Then I was gonna have to drag it up back home for nothing if I didn't win the flip. So I did that for about, I think, 5 months or so, playing the Harvard Harvard tea stop. It was an interesting experience. Yeah, well, this is time for all the cool story Bob emotes, right? Okay, I should. I'm talking too much, aren't I? I need to be interacting more, talking less. What I intended to do was be importing your requests as I was talking, but I clearly I can't do two things at once. Okay, we're getting close to being ready. Yeah, 5 hours is long. It was good training. Have anyone in chat ever busked before? You guys know that word, busking? It means playing, playing for tips on the street or in a subway. The challenge of it is that you over and over, you've got a new audience every 10, 15 minutes, and you've got to somehow convince them to stop what they're doing and pay attention. I could not do that now. I would feel way too, I don't know, like I was infringing on people's freedom to have silence. So this works much better for me, right? Because it's not my fault if someone accidentally, comes into my channel. I didn't force anyone. But when I played in the subway, those poor people, I just didn't even think about the fact that someone at 9 a.m. in the morning might not want like a trombone blasting them in the face. Okay, let's look at what you guys requested. We got D, Key of D from Sour 9, 101 beats a minute from 420 Jumbo. We got a full set of sounds. We got a kit. Okay, let's start loading these sounds up. Hey, Nelsky Music, you want delay on delay on delay? I tend to use a lot of delay. I keep meaning to add the ability to request specific effects, but I haven't set it up yet. Ken Fusion rides the subway every day and sees them. So what do you think? Are you annoyed by them, Ken Fusion? Or most of them just you're just listening, will you just be quiet? Because I just look back and I think, I know some people liked what I was doing, but I think a lot of people probably wish that I wasn't there. Johnny Spud says, the kid is lying. He's blackmailing me to be here to raise the viewer count. Oh, Ken Fusion has his headphones on. Protected with a wall of sound to block out all the unwanted New York subway sounds. Okay, we've got the minimal hip hop kit requested from Nelsky Music. That's a cool kit. I don't feel like this has been requested too often, this kit. I like it. Okay, let's see. What do I need to do? Johnny Spud says, did you hear the nervous laughter? Hashtag exposed. That's right. I'm actually an amazing developer, amazing coder, and all of you are bots that I've programmed to talk with each other. I have a master of artificial intelligence. No, I definitely do not have the coding skills to do that. Yeah, that's right, Kroll 18. I think that subway experience, it did sort of prep me mentally for this way of interacting with people, sort of a direct connection with your audience. But yeah, this is so much better because you guys can choose to leave at any moment if you don't like what I'm doing. You're not stuck here. That's except for Johnny Spuds. Johnny Spuds is stuck here. Poor guy. He's Johnny Spuds. I locked him in this small room with a computer. He's no choice. Okay, let's look at our loops you guys have requested. I don't know. I'm feeling like it's going to crash. I don't know why. Suddenly got this. Is it going to crash? No, didn't crash there. It's going to crash here. No, it worked. Sweet. So we've got beats from Xvision CSX. Vision? Let's check this out. What's our hat sound like that? Let's see. It's a very aggressive hat sound. I'm going to bring the, let's see. And then it didn't give us any kicks, so I'm just going to add some kicks. That's 2. We don't need a lot of kicks. And let's see something syncopated. It's sort of minimalistic, but a little syncopated. You know what? Let's drop this snare a bit. And that kick is massive. I gotta pull that back. Okay, Cruella. So it's just Cruella. Cruella. Okay, we got that's a great beat from Xvision CSX. Let's check out Sneak 420's beat. Okay, let's bring these whoops, not that much. Bring our kicks down. Let's bring these especially down. And that'll be good. No, it's out of hat there. Okay, let's check out Sneak 420's beat. I'm digging that. You expect the snare on beat 4, but it isn't there. I sort of like that. Cool. Thanks, Xvision and Sneak 420. Let's check out the sounds you guys have requested. We got Phase Chapter from Ken Fusion. Clav sound. Oh, and look at this. I totally forgot to reset everything. Tornado 666 says, "Are we in Westworld?" I'm enjoying that show. Anyone else watching Westworld? I actually saw the movie that it's loosely inspired by from the 70s. So when I heard they were making a remake of it and as a show, I was skeptical. Because the movie is, I think it's a little shaky, but... Hey, Be Nasty, how you doing? Thanks again for yesterday. What, are we almost to the finale? Yeah, no spoilers. Let's be nice about that. Okay, let's see these sounds you guys got. Hey, ugly kittens. We got Phase Chopter from Ken Fusion. I already said that, didn't I? Random breath mallets from Apicella. Oh no, South African voice effects. This is a very hard sound to use. It's been requested once before. But I think I found a way to do it. That's definitely how I got to use it, up high. Johnny Spuds is digging the breath mallets. They're nice. We got Supervillain Brass. How about that for a name? Supervillain Brass. Just so you guys know, I haven't named any of these sounds. Well, except for we renamed Small Bites in honor of Puggy. Oh, thanks, Pugs. Yeah, I was overwhelmed yesterday. Wow, this interesting sound. Supervillain Brass. Icy Synth Lead from Synthtopian. Oh, unfortunately, I think Synthtopian's checked out, right? Sorry I didn't get your request in time. Oh, that's nice. How about that weed sound, guys? It does sound pretty icy, doesn't it? Oh, and then Growl Baby. This sound has to have the best name ever. Growl Baby. Okay. So now I'm going to let you guys choose which sound I start this next improvisation with. And you can start voting right away, but I'm gonna let you listen to them again just for a refresher. We've got Phase Chopter, Random Breath Mallets, we've got our South African voice effects, we got Supervillain Brass, we got Ice Lead from Synthtopian. We've got Growl Baby. Those are your options, or we could go with the one of the drum loops. So, oh, it looks like you guys are already voting. Oh, good. Okay, let's see. Where am I at? Okay, I'm ending voting. Looks like you guys chose the South African voice effects. So we're gonna start with that one. That's cool. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna do something with it. Okay. Wish me luck, guys. And if you're new and you haven't made any requests yet, I try to get as many new people in, or at least a bunch every time for each song. Okay, just 1 second. I'm just messing around with something. Getting ready. Okay. Johnny Spud says, listen to Kid's excitement. He can't contain himself. I still haven't really sound checked the dig-a-doo, so I hope it wasn't horrible sounding. Did the dig-a-doo sound okay, or was it awful? Oh, thanks, guys. Sweet requests in there. We had our great beats from Xvision and Sneak 420. Key of D from Sour 9. 101 beats a minute from 420 Jumbo. I incorporated the South African voice effects. We had somehow random breath mallets snuck in. That sound has some issues with it. I need to actually remove it. Because it sounds really beautiful, and then suddenly it freaks out and will do crazy feedback and stuff. Where can I find the link? So there's some link I'm supposed to see? Okay, I'm going to check it out. It's the ETC. Nice. That's definitely me in another life. Thanks, Anthrax. Yeah, a real didgeridoo is an instrument from Australia. Oh, thanks, A-Pugs. Thanks for hanging out. Take care. Have a good evening. Get some rest. Let's see. What do we need to do? Oh, yeah. We got to name this song. Why can't I hear him? Oh, there we go. Did you guys give me some title suggestions? Oh, looks like you did. Sweet. So, oh yeah, so that, I was talking about the didgeridoo. Yeah, so I don't have a real didgeridoo, but many years ago I decided to make one out of PVC pipe. And my little youngest brother painted it. He did Jackson Pollock all over the thing, just splattered paint. And then it toured with me in a van with the band I was playing with for a while. And a lot of the paint is chipped off. And actually, I think it's really cool now with its sort of partially, I mean, maybe really cool is not the right word, but I think it's an interesting effect. And it slides. I forgot to do the slide, but... Okay, let's bring in your title suggestions. Let's see. We've got Psychedelic Fiesta from Seabag Music. Oh, this is cool. Pipe Maze from Adept 333. Tubaridoo from Yungcouscous. Icy Hot from Ship Snacks. And Lo-Fi Dreams. Okay, those are your options. Let me press begin voting. Oh, you guys can't see them. There we go. Those are we're going to name the song one of these titles. Tizonium, it is it is definitely, there's a connection. It is similar to busking. The big difference that I very much appreciate though is that you guys don't have to watch me, right? When I played on the subway, no people did not have a choice. They were stuck there. I'll tell you though, for me, I mean, I was doing it at the time to make a living, and so I appreciated the tips I got. But the best compliment I would get on the subway was when someone would intentionally miss their train just to hear another song. That was like the biggest compliment. I actually got the best compliment of my life when I was playing the subways. So I was sort of playing jazz type stuff. It was sort of like jazz karaoke. I had backing tracks, drums and piano and stuff, and then I would sing the melody, and I'd play a trombone solo, a flute solo, whatever instrument I had. Well, this elderly woman came up to me, and she said, my husband, and unfortunately she got on the train before I could get her husband's name. But she said, my husband played bass with Dizzy Gillespie and Charlie Parker and Miles Davis, so I know jazz. And you're not bad. I was like, wow. That was the best compliment I ever got. You're not bad. From her, like, that means a lot. That means a lot. If her husband was playing with those guys and she thinks I'm not bad, that was a nice compliment. Oh, thanks, Tizonium. Hey, it's my favorite lawyer, Ariona Esquire. Although, did we establish if you're a lawyer? I can't remember if you said that. You might have answered me, but then I didn't see it in chat. Yeah, she's basically saying, she's like, I've seen much better, but you're not bad. It made me so happy. Like, I wish she had stuck around. I wanted to find out who her husband was, because I probably have heard him, and I'm sure I've listened to her, whoever this guy was. You are. Ariona is. Well, if I ever need legal representation. Okay, I'm going to end voting. See what you guys chose. Tubaridoo from Yungcouscous. That song we forever remembered as Tubaridoo. Okay, so I'm gonna play. I'm gonna do one more song. I can't do an epic show like yesterday. I barely got any sleep. I wasn't able to sleep in, and then I ended up, the day got a hold of me, and I was only able to nap I got like a 15-minute nap, so I think I need to stop soon. But I'm going to do one more for you. One more. Ariona's just licensed in Alabama. Well, how about this, Ariona? How about I go to Alabama and commit a crime, and then you can represent me? That sounds great. That's a great plan, right? Can you guys tell I'm tired? Can you see it in my face? Yeah, I think we'll go through this process a little quicker than I have been, but we'll do one more. My Alabama lawyer has advised me it's probably best that I don't go to Alabama and commit a crime. Oh, something went wrong. Something happened. Something bad happened. Let me try it again. Let's see. Okay. Hey, hey, Paco. Young Couscous asks if I can beatbox. Not really. I mean, I can make sounds with my, with my mouth, but I haven't really spent any time working on that. Eventually, I'd like to. So I'm just bringing in these requests. Pagu, 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 Pagu. Someone was here last night. Oh, good night, Anthrax. Okay, where am I at? Oh, yeah. This is what. We got our requests. We got a full set except for drum fills. I'm going to let the Greeks choose those. So our last song of the night, it's going to be 120 beats a minute from Engineer Joe. A minor. I think this is the first request from Thurman. And we got drum loops from Captain Clothes Press and Stellar Dork. And oh yeah, where's my notes? Oh yeah. Oh, I need to remember to do something. Thanks. Thanks, Drake. Hey, Danho. Oh, and Seebeck, I did see your note. Yeah, maybe I'm very slow moving. It sort of takes me a while to sort of think how I'm going to do something, and then once I do it. So I am thinking about, I know it seems silly, like how do you think, why should you think about something like that? But I just am sort of wrapping my head around how I'm going to do it. But I will definitely, maybe I should try it. I don't know. I think I'd be inclined to do. It was really nice. I think what a couple streams and Be Nasty did, which was rating. It's such a surprise to have all the people in chat. So maybe we could do that. I think part of my hesitation is that when the show ends, like I really have to stop, and I feel bad, sort of like dropping something on another channel and then just disappearing. But I guess people probably don't care, right? So you don't think it would bug people if I did a raid, but I could I could just say hi, but then I'd have to go. What do you guys think? So people still appreciate even if I can't stick around. it's like for me, it's like by the time I finish my show, I have like after I finish the show, I've got about half an hour to 45 minutes of work I have to do, and by that point, I've been working for like almost 15 hours straight. Okay, well that's good to know. See, I haven't, I've, I haven't, I don't know if I've ever seen a single stream end, or maybe once or twice, because I can't watch that long usually. I've watched a lot of channels, but it's usually just like 15 20 minutes. Okay, well that's good to hear. Thanks guys. So we'll raid somebody then. After this song, we'll raid a random music channel. Let's see. What am I supposed to do? Oh yeah, load our sounds. Let's see. Hey, old Koja. How you doing, old Koja? No, I love the idea of the raids. I guess I needed to. I wasn't sure of the etiquette, and I didn't want to rub people the wrong way by the way I did it. Oh, I'm supposed to have special raid spam. Etcetera raid. Is that it? Etcetera raid. It's an Etcetera raid. How would that be spelled? ETC, ECT, ets. No, I can't even spell my own name. ETC, ETERAID. I guess that's what it is, right? Etcetera raid. Thurnan, the answer is I'm using two DAWs. I'm using Ableton Live and Logic. There it is. Etcetera raid. I think also I've heard that sometimes people are not very nice when they raid, but you guys we have such a nice community here. I guess I don't have to worry about that. Everyone will be nice. It's like a couple streams and Be Nasty's crew were so nice. Etcetera raid. There it is. Etcetera raid. Oh yeah, I gotta play a song really quick. I said I was gonna stop like 20 minutes ago. Wait, you don't need to see this. Oh yeah, you need to see, what do you need to see? This is what you need to see. What do we have? We have our kit, Portland kit. I'm gonna do this real quick. Portland kit. Nice jamming acoustic kit. I'll be, one thing, if you guys watch me more and more, you'll realize that I've got some serious neuroses. I worry about things. I agonize about some stuff, and you're gonna laugh at me, but I'm gonna be straight up honest with you guys. One of my hesitations about rating is, or I think what I'm inclined with rating is to always do it random. Because I think I'm a little uncomfortable about being in a position where people are getting, I don't know, getting, what am I trying to say? I feel most comfortable with random, right? Because otherwise, I feel like people are going to have all these expectations, and then I'll feel guilty. And so I think I like the idea of random raids. That's what I feel comfortable with to start. Maybe I'll feel comfortable about non-random raids eventually. But like I said, I'm slow moving. It takes me a while because I don't like hurting people's feelings and all that stuff. Oh no, I opened the curtain. I exposed the curtain for a second. You guys are like, oh my God, what is up with this crazy dude? He thinks way too much. Okay, let's see. I was thinking about getting all these different dice. I found them on Amazon or something, and they've got like 16-sided dice, 25-sided dice. Because it'd be fun to like. I was thinking when I'm doing music stuff sometimes to make decisions by just rolling the dice, but I could do that too for random stream. Let's see. Okay, we gotta. Oh, I'm getting so behind. Okay, I'm gonna bring in these drum fills. Be Nasty says, just raid me every time. Okay, let's look at we got a beat from Captain Close PR, since it gets a little cut off. Let's add a kick, drop this kick a bunch. Why not? Let's have essentially 4 on the floor with little echoes there. This is the captain's beat. That's pretty cool. Jake Robertson, what's up with this crazy dude? He thinks too much. That is too true. Too true. I totally paint myself into a corner sometimes. That's why I love improvising. So when I start improvising, that part of my brain just turns off. Okay, let's see. What do I drop those kicks? This is going to be a kick happy song. Okay, that's good. Oh, let's check out Stellar Dorks beat. I love all these kick drums. Although I'm going to lower them just a bit more. Oh, I know, Jake. I'm not joking, though. I'm a crazy dude. I am a softie. Ship Snacks, you've got me. I'm a softie. Okay, this is groovin'. Groovin'. Okay, let's do this. Oh, you guys got to help me choose the sound. I forgot. Acid bass from Grobinets. African wood. That's from Confusion. Confusion. I just got your username. I don't know if you're still here, Ken. That's great. Confusion. That should be my username. Street Clavinet from Apugs. I think Apogs has gone to bed though. See, that's one of the things a feature I'm gonna add is that if someone is no longer in chat, my program won't import in their request, but I don't notice them sometimes. It's a feature I will add soon. Violas from Proxenetv. PWM Start from Puggy04. And Puggy says she still might be lurking. Hey Pugs, if you're lurking, it's past your bedtime. You need to get your rest. Puggy says nope, she's gone. Heavenly Vox from kpowney. That's nice. Okay, let's see. Oh yeah, we do need this screen. Okay, you guys choose which sound starts this last improv. We got acid bass, African wood, which is a clav sound, street clavinet from Apogs. Oh no, Puggy, 12-hour shift, I'm sorry. Violas from Proxenetv. PWM Start from Puggy. And lastly, Heavenly Vox from kpowney. Or we could start with one of the drum loops. Whoa, I had vertigo or something just happened. My audio was weird. That is very strange. I'll wait a moment more. Okay, I think end of voting. Okay, we're going to start with street clavinet. We're going to start this last improv of the night with street clavinet. But I hope you'll stick around till the end of the song because we got to name the song, then we're going to look at our show for the night and reminisce, and then I'm going to live dangerously, try out this rating thing that the kids are all talking about. Yeah, so hope you'll stick around for all of that. Here we go. You guys can tell I'm getting tired when I start going nuts with the tempo. I just wanted to see what was going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen, and when I with those effects when I sped up the tempo, it was pretty weird. I sort of was liking that last groove though, with the woodclad from Confusion. We had sweet beats from both Captain Close and Stellar Dork. All those sounds are good. It was the right tempo. Little, wacky ending to the show. Got to take risks sometimes, Got to take a risk. I wanted to see what would happen. Thanks, guys. So let's look at... Oh, yeah, we got to name this first. Did you guys give me some titles? Hope you guys came up with some titles. Nelsky music. I need rest. Good night. Oh, this is good. From Yungcouscous. Tempo Experimento. Spelunkers Paradise from kpowney. Crossing the Event Horizon from Smoky Juice. And let's see. Jelly Techno from Danho. And we'll do one more. Let's see. Clunk and Dunk from Anthrax. So if you like any of those titles, type the number in chat. I know, Cruella. I always say I'm leaving, and then things just take forever. I just keep going. So we're going to name our final song. And let me tell you guys, this is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to choose which channel we raid. Is the title that gets the most votes. I'm going to take that number, whatever the number of votes is, and I'm going to go to the second row of the music streaming, the creative music page, but I'm not going to do it until we're about to leave. I'm going to go to the second row and I'm going to count whatever this number is, and that will be the channel we raid. How's that sound? How's that for random? Okay. I'm ending voting. Spelunkers Paradise. 8 votes. That song we forever known as Spelunkers Paradise. Spelunkers Paradise. Let's see. What am I supposed to... Oh, yeah. We have that. So it was 8 votes. I got to remember that number. 8. But first, we got to look at our show. Wait, we did more songs than that, didn't we? Was I... Man, I just talked too much tonight. So these lengths, these songs were longer than it says they were. I just screwed up with my timing. But those are the songs. I only played 5 songs? That's crazy. How's that? I guess it's because I'm tired. I just was taking forever in between songs. So normally I play a lot more music, guys. It's not a talk show. I apologize if you were getting bored from my talking. Yeah, hashtag, remember that number, 8. We played Celestial Daydream. We did August Nights, Can't Control the James, Tubaridoo, Spelunkers Paradise, and I still haven't fixed this screen. It's cut off because we have so many requests. I'm going to try to say it. Let me do it. Let's see. We had requests from 420 Jumbo, Apicella, Apugs, B. Kang Usu, Brucos, Captain Close Prez, Chronica 7, Collins 95, Corbin MLG, Krypton 89, Dan Boys, Degravitator, Derek 1163, Engineer Joe, Funky Pigeon, Grobanets, Hack Noors, Hooted Up, Johnny Spuds, Confusion, kpowney, Cruella, Mr. Dave, Nelskin Music, NFG, PandeerProductions, Pronex TV, Puggy04, Ship Snack, Sour 9, Skella Parton, Sneak 420K, Stellar Dork, Synthopian Thornin, Use Me as a Meat Shield, and work. Oh, man. We did it. We did it. That's right, 420. So 8. So well, I guess first of all, thanks to all you for hanging out with me for so long, even though I was maybe a little tired and off my game today because of yesterday. It was really nice to have you all here. Puggy says, close to the bottom of the list. So maybe start at the bottom of the list and count up 8. How's that? Yeah, let's do that. We'll start at the bottom and count up 8. I agree. Unless there's only 8. But I agree. It's nice to... it was so nice for a bigger channel to raid me. Tizonium says, how many songs have you made up on Twitch so far? Well, as of tonight, it will probably be around 380, I think. About 380. Yeah. But let's see. So I'll be back tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern. I'll be back Monday through next week, Monday through Friday. You guys have been awesome. Let me look at the Twitch page. Do you guys know it's not against the terms of service to show Twitch's page on screen, right? I can show. They're not gonna. You guys will notice I'm paranoid about copyright stuff because it just enrages me so much. That's why I want to be careful because I don't know how I'd take it if I ever had to deal with getting sued over copyright. But Twitch is cool showing there's no copyright issues, or maybe I to be safe I shouldn't. Okay, I'm counting up from the bottom. How do you got, what'd be the easiest way for me to link it? I could put the link in chat, right? That'd be the easiest thing. Looks like we have, just don't show your stream key. Oh yeah, I'll do the link. I'll just put the link in chat. Okay, so what I'm doing is I went to the music creative category page and our magic number was 8. I went down to the bottom of the list and I counted up 8 streams. 7, 8. And I'm going to give you guys the link. So we're going to go in. We're going to do our Etcetera raid. We're going to be as awesome as the people who raided me yesterday were. So I go first. So I log into their show. See, that's how much of a beginner I am at this. Hold on. How can I don't know if I can copy Puggy, what's the text for your emote? I can't copy it from my screen. I'm gonna have to type it manually. Thanks for your patience, guys, while I figure this out. I'll be a pro at it next show. Okay, just Etcetera raid. I just type Etcetera raid. Sorry, I'm using Chatty and I can't copy emotes, it looks like. Sorry, guys. Sorry I figured this out. Thanks, 420 Jumbo. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you guys the link. I'm gonna go there first, and I'm gonna type Etcetera raid. Here's the link. I can't even paste into hold on just a second. Sorry, guys. Amateur hour. I'm logging into my own show so I can paste this. Here we go. Okay. There it is. That's where we're going. And for any of you still watching, I'm out. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Hope to see you soon. Take care.